Good morning, boys and girls. This is your reading lesson. So yesterday I read aloud this awesome story, Grace for President, about a little girl that discovered that there's never been a female president of the United States. So she said, I'm going to become president. And the teacher's like, okay, that sounds good. We can actually have a election in school. So she thought, oh gosh, this is going to be easy, until they brought in the other class, and a little boy named Thomas Cobb was also running. So Thomas Cobb was running, and she was running, and she worked really, really, really hard, campaigning and doing things to help everybody out. And Thomas started to think, you know what, I don't have to worry about it because all the boys' votes added up will help me to win. But she still worked hard, and in the end, her friend went to vote. Sorry, remember it was almost a dead tie towards the end, and then her friend Sam got up, and he was the last one to vote, and Thomas thought, psh, he's going to vote for me because I'm a boy. But he voted for Grace because Grace worked so much harder during the election. She really, really worked hard. So she became the class president. Okay, so remember when I talked about point of view? So point of view is how a character feels about a situation or feels about something. We read the story about the boy that found the electronics. So Wyatt felt like it was his because he found it. He says, it's mine now. So his point of view was, I should keep the game because I found it. And then Paul said, why, you can't keep that game, master. You have to return it. So Paul thinks you should return lost items. So a point of view is how a character feels about a situation. So here we have, the character Gracie. This is on page 391, so this is the very beginning. And this is when she discovers there's never been a female president, a girl president, and she wants to run for the class president. So she says, and look, notice how I put quotation marks. She says, becoming president was going to be easy, Grace thought. So her point of view was, she thinks she's going to be voted class president because no one else is running. Well, Thomas comes into the race, and of course that changes her point of view. And now she's like, oh no, he is the spelling bee champion. His experiments always took blue ribbons at the science fair, and he was captain of the soccer team. Becoming president wasn't going to be so easy after all, Grace thought. So now her point of view is changing. But I wanted to look at page 399. If you have your book, please turn to page 399. And this is Thomas. So Thomas actually is standing there with a calculator, and he's calculating. He's adding up all the boys' states. And he calculates all the votes from the boys. And then what does he think? Remember? What is his point of view? Yeah, his point of view is he thinks he will win. He thinks he will win. Why? Because all the boys' votes added up will have him win. So his point of view is, I don't have to do anything more. All the boys will vote for me. Okay. So another point of view, an example of a point of view in here is on page 404. If you turn to that page, and I'll read this while you're getting there. Thomas grinned. Grace felt sick. Sam walked up to the microphone, and he looked at Thomas. He looked at Grace. So there's Sam, the last one to vote. He looked down at Grace's handmade flag. Sam didn't say a word. What are you waiting for? Thomas whispered. Because Thomas, his point of view is he's like, what are you waiting for? And he's just convinced that he's going to get the votes. He's like, come on, just say it. What are you waiting for? The band stopped playing. All eyes were on Wyoming, which was Sam. Finally, Sam cleared his throat. The equality state of Wyoming casts its 3 electoral votes for Grace Campbell. Okay, so on this page, 404, Thomas grinned and Grace felt sick. So what is Grace's point of view right now? Yeah, so she thinks she's going to lose. She thinks she will lose because Sam will vote for Thomas. So that is her point of view. So I have the character, the clue, Grace felt sick, and then why is her point of view is she thinks she's going to lose because Sam will vote for Thomas. So point of view is how a character feels about something. Okay, so that's all I want to talk about that. What you all are going to do on Schoology are 2 things. I want you to, I'm going to give you different page numbers, and I want you to show me examples of quotation marks. So for example, on page 399, I could say, where is there a quote? And you can write down this sentence, quote, where are the girls? And that's an example of a sentence using quotation marks because the character, Gracie, is talking. Quotation marks shows talking. Let's look at the next page. Okay, right up here. It says, that's a very good question, said Mrs. Barrington. The truth is, our country has never had a woman president. So if I said this page, I would ask for an example and you could write that down. Quote, that is a very good question, said Mrs. Barrington. So I want examples of when they use quotation marks. And the second thing you're going to do is you're going to write 2 sentences, 2 or 3, and I want to know why Grace was so shocked when she didn't see any girls up here. Why was she so shocked? Okay, so today's reading is pretty easy. And I would love for you, if you could, to reread this. I would love that. This could be your reading for today, and it's such a great story. Go back through and reread this story, and then I'm going to ask for different pages for examples of quotation marks, and then I want you to do a response to as why Grace was so shocked when there weren't any girls on the poster. Okay, and then you all can sing this song to your parents. Do you remember it? You want to do it together? Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Adams, Jackson, Van Buren, Harrison, Tyler, Polk and Taylor, Fillmore, Pearson, Buchanan, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant and Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley, Roosevelt, Taft, Wilson, Harding, Coolidge, Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush and Clinton, Bush, Obama, and Donald Trump. So they don't have Obama and Donald Trump in here because the story is older, but they would be the next 2 on this. So good job. All right, bye guys.